Chamgejitab Kalenjin itagating logoiwekab emet chebo Kass TV kigurena Jacqueline Arusei. Kaindoji Speaker nebo National Assembly Moses Wetangula tuyetab Ruto Tutam Rally eng taonitab Eldoret ole kamite changindab kandoik chebo Kenya Kwanza ole kasom biikab emet koistoege kandoik cheteme kopchei biik kobun bororiondet. Akot kunoto kokamite eng tuyonotok changindab kandoik chekikilewen kobun county nebo Uasin Gishu.
Tuyonotok kamite chongindab kandoik chebo Kenya Kwanza kondojin Speaker noto nebo National Assembly Moses Wetangula kosom meng'ikab county noto nebo Uasin Gishu korob eut chamaitab UDA ak broad-based eng noto nebo kokochi boroindo President Dr. William Ruto eng tamit nebo aeng.
Amani Kenya hii ndio mkulima aweze kujimudu. Tunataka tupendane. Hii Eldoret is a face of Kenya. Ukiingia hapa Eldoret, makabila yote ya Kenya iko hapa. Tumekuja hapa kuambia, we must be proud to be Kenyans. We must be each other's keeper. Lazima tujue, mtu yeyote ambaye anapiga siasa ya kupagua Wakenya kwa njia ya kikabila, kusungumuza mambo ya shares, kusungumuza mambo ya vitu vidogo vidogo, huyo ndio adui ya Wakenya. Tunataka Kenya ambayo kila mtu, hata ukiwa Elmolo, our smallest community of 500 people, lazima akuje kwa meza ya Kenya, akae hapo akajivunia kuwa Mkenya. Tumekuja hapa kuwaambia ndugu zetu kwamba serikali yetu haina mipaka ya maendeleo.
Kamwa kandoik chotok kole nyalu eng biikab emet koistoege kandoik chotok chetieme kopchei biikab emet kobun bororiondit.
Asemaye kesho, leo ni leo si leo, leo ni leo si leo. Na sisi tumekuja hapa kwa sababu ili tuendeleze mambo ya Ukenya na tuseme maneno ya development katika region yetu. Sisi region haitaweza kubaki nyuma. Wale wa kabila washindwe ama wasishindwe? Washindwe sio? Mimi nataka nione kama mmepokea papa ya Roma kwa mkono. Kama umekuja hapa Eldoret. Leo ni leo, asemaye kesho. Mumeona wiki jana naitwa
Kit noton nekarob eut Farouk Kibet ak Leader of Majority eng National Assembly Kimani Ichung'wah cherirtoe nekirupeyotab President Rigathi Gachagua netesetai koamdoi logoiwek chotok chebo sesisiet ak pcheetab biikab emet.
Here to tell you, our brothers, William Ruto and Kenya Kwanza and the broad-based government is here to stay. Kweli si kweli? We are saying 2-term to continue with the transformative agenda that we have set forth for the people of Kenya to transform our nation from a third world to a first world economy. Vile Papa wa Roma amewaambia jana kwa bunge la kitaifa, mliona wiki ilipita walikuja na propaganda za finance bill. Tuliwaswaga hatukuwaswaga.
Kamite tuyonotok kandoik chechang chekaboto Mishi Mboko, Senate Majority Leader Aaron Cheruiyot, Mwenge Mutuse, Japhet Nyakundi, Didmas Barasa eng kwenutab chongindab kandoik.
Kingi, sisi watu wa Pwani tumesema ni 2-term. Na mimi nataka niulize watu wa Eldoret, mkiona mimi Mishi Mboko ambaye nilikuwa nikichapa Kenya Kwanza, kama sasa I have seen the light. I have seen William Ruto is a leader. Nimeona ya kwamba kiongozi William Ruto hana ukabila. William Ruto ameunganisha Pwani, ameunganisha Northeastern, ameunganisha Nyanza. Sisi kama wana ODM, Nyanza ilikuwa imekuwa marginalized in terms of development. Zile serikali za nyuma zote zilikuwa hazifiki Nyanza kupeleka miradi, lakini William Ruto amepeleka stadium, amepeleka affordable housing, amepeleka fires, amepeleka mashule, amepeleka hospitali. Ruto amerudi Pwani, ametupatia mawaziri, ametuletea mabarabara, ametuletea markets, na juzi na jana Yani wewe William Ruto umewapiga bonge moja la surprise.
Akot kunotok ko maimuch koitita tuyonotok chong'indab kandoik chekikilewen kobun county notok nebo Uasin Gishu. Kong'eteke taonitab Eldoret eng county nebo Uasin Gishu, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyu ko Isaac Kogei.
Kakobar boiboiyet neo patron nebo labatetab Mau Marathon, Engineer Festus Ngeno, ne ine ko sirindet neo eng Ministry nebo Environment akobo kasuldaetab edition nebo aeng nebo labatanotok nekatestai eng rani. Ng'ololi ak ketesietab Kass FM eng tabandab labatanotok komwa Ngeno kole koyai chi agetugul kotinygei ak labat anan koyai kit agetugul kotinygei ak labatanotok boisie komie akotoret eng kasuldaetab labatet ole tokchingei koker kole kakimuch kekimit meng'ikab komasatak koker kole karibok osnetab Mau.
But I want to truly appreciate your support that you have given us. Watu wa hapa na nilikuwa nimewaambia watu wa Kuresoi na watu wa Nakuru. Kigale wako ibwok tu imamwa waki. Kigale bwana tu kubare. Last week we hosted the First Lady of the Republic of Kenya. Si ndio? Na leo tuko na hii event. Na vile Mheshimiwa Mutai amesema na hawa wangwana wangu watasema, we are planning on hosting His Excellency the President for the second edition in not so long time. Na ni kwa sababu Mau Forest is so critical for us. I want to appreciate all of you for being really supportive, that this program is community driven and partner supported. I want to really appreciate all the partners who have supported this program. I want to say thank you so much to AK, to the security teams who have really made this day a success, and with the support of Kenya Forest Service team, officers who have really supported us, NYS. This was a bold move. We told AK that we were going to do the inaugural 42-kilometer marathon, full marathon today. Na walikuwa na wasiwasi kidogo, lakini wamejionea wenyewe kuwa kama uko na matumaini inawezekana, si ndio? Harambee! Harambee! I want also to thank at least tumewatunukiza. Sahi, hiyo pesa yote hiyo pesa imepeanwa kwa idhini ya State Department of Sports to support kwa hiyo program. And in that regard, hiyo tumepeana ni dummy checks. Bado kuna process wanapitia. And I want to thank ADAC.
Mimi ningeomba county government ambao nimeona leo hapa wasaidie in registration of all the farmers beneficiaries into a cooperative. Because it's only when you register as a cooperative you are able to tap the benefits of aggregation na pia management ya hiyo maji. Ya pili pia nimeona you have some partners ambao wameoffer kupatiana seedlings who are aggregators. Pia hao ningeomba tuendelee pia kufanya kazi nao in this program. So in this program, now that we have a dam, nimeona kuna very major very good committee. Engineer PS, ningekuomba vile tumedrive conservation na pia vile tumedrive awareness through the run. Let us start a serious program now about livelihood on how we can make the farming in this area empower our people here.
Kaimutik chebo uindab sobet ko agenge eng kit nekonu kwo barak boisietab kerichekab bokitet eng emet ole nitok kosubkei ak kiboitiotab Stephen Rotich netelejin sukulitab Morning Star Foundation nekitorete biik chekinyor kaimutik chebo boisietab kerichekab bokitet eng county nebo Nandi. Kamwa ine kole boiboenjin nechang biik chekikonyor toretet koistoegei boisietab kerichekab bokitet ole kacher ine biik chekikomuch anan chekikomuch boisietab kerichekab bokitet korutechi keteshonotok asikomuch konyor ichek toretet nemakchingei.
Kong'alalchin sirikab logoiwek koaror Monica Chemutai ak Ray Kiprop ole kitaunde ichek boisietab kerichekab bokitatet kot koit konyor ichek kaimutik cheterter. Ola akot kounotok koboibochin ichek toretet nekikonyor koistoegei ichek boisietab kerichekab bokitatet.
My journey of addiction, yes, it started in 2013. I was a student doing civil and structural engineering. So it has been part of my life. I did my engineering for 5 years. Then I completed in the year 2018. That's when I joined the job market. But even then, I used to take alcohol. I used to do a bit of smoking. So it has been part of my journey since time. The reason why I did not seek help even earlier than that time was that I was a top performer in my class. For the people who know me, like I got a first class honors in university. So I thought I was mentally gifted. I can continue with my own addictions.
In 2022, God blessed me with 2 siblings, a brother and a sister. However, I lost this brother to heart disease. This came as a shock to me, and I was not expecting it at the time, and it really affected me mentally. And this played a very big role in me becoming an addict. Later on, I graduated with a degree in law, but I was still having the problems with the substance use disorder. However, I ended up being admitted into this facility, and I've been receiving the necessary treatment, and I look forward to actually finishing my healing journey.
Kosubkei ak Stephen Rotich netelechin sukulit noto kitorete bichotok kikomuch ichek boisietab kerichekab bokitotet. Komwa ine kole chang kaimutik chebo sobet cheikochin biik koboisie kerichechoto bo bokitotet. Ole akot kounoto koboibochin chang biik cherutochin ketesyonoto asikobit konyor ichek toretet.
Niko na wazee wa 50, 45 na 60, na ukiangalia ni changamoto ya familia. Labda umaskini umezidi kwa poma, alafu mzee anaitishwa kutoa, yeye akuinvest kwa wakati wake, lakini kwa sababu anaitishwa mambo mengi, anaitishwa school fees, anaitishwa mahitaji ya nyumbani, ndipo sasa anaingia ndani ya madawa ya kulevya kujificha ndani.
Kwa kila mwaka ama kila mwezi tunapata watu 70% ni wanafunzi kutoka colleges na universities. Alafu 30% ni professional ambayo inachanganyana na watu ambao wanafanya biashara na watu wa kawaida wa society.
Kabit niten kasarta nekebor kaimetab kericha turotaro nene koborchinkei imandab kipkosabei. Eng mwaet kole kikowit konyor ichek chepkondok chekitorete bichotok kanyor kaimutik kosubkei ak boisietab kerichekab bokitotet. Yetab kiyapta rabinichoto konam serkalishekab counties.
Samahani, tulikuwa tukiandika proposal to Nakada, walikuwa wanajibu direct, alafu tunaongea tunapata usaidizi. Lakini kwa sahi mimi nauliza serikali kuu. Sahi walirudisha pesa iende kwa county government, whereby kupata hizi pesa at least ikuje kusaidia hao watu ambao wako na shida ya drugs imekuwa ni vigumu.
Kounoto kocher neranichoto barnotik alak koistoegei boisietab kerichekab bokitotet. Ole kasom serikali kotoret barnotik cheu chu chekaistoegei boisietab kerichechoto bo bokitotet.
An advice to my fellow youth, this is a journey. So I am even going maybe even a longer journey, that I must battle hypertension, I must battle diabetes, but don't reach that stage.
I also would like to ask the government and any stakeholders to chip in assisting people like us who are in such institutions. For example, me, who's about to join the Kenya School of Law for further studies, and also that the government should kindly help such institutions.
Kong'eteke county nebo Nandi, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass. Kainenyu ko Nelson Tarpei.
Wendi legutab National Infrastructure Fund kotoreti emetab Kenya kokonor beek chechang chekiboisie eng kabisisietab mbarenik anan irrigation ak chekiboisie eng korik. Nitok kosubkei ak Deputy President Kithure Kindiki nekamwa kole wendi legunotok kotoreti eng teksetab dams konom cheechen ak dams alak 200 eng komoswek cheterter chetoreti eng konoretab beek chekiboisie eng imbaret neite ekaisiek 2.5 newendi konaptoi sekta nebo kabatisiet ako isto rerunetab amitwogik eng emet.
Can even request the governors to come for a meeting.
Yes.
A cup of tea, we resolve it. Water is at the center of agricultural transformation. Water is also relevant to manufacturing because of industrial use. So I am very happy that finally we have a way of mobilizing enough domestic resources without piling up public debt and without raising additional taxes. Just innovatively raising money by pooling part of the resources from the private sector to provide public goods and services that ordinarily would be very expensive to fund from our budget unless we borrow. This is the first time we are saying, yes, we can take, part of our, stake in some of these investments, but use it to solve very, very, very crucial public challenges, water, infrastructure, irrigation, which has eluded us and which are standing between us and moving to the first world. You're aware we are at the tail end now of operationalizing the NIF. The law is in place, and we have seed money, which is already with us for that fund, over 100 billion from the sale of the stake in Kenya Pipeline, and another 245 billion from the sale of the stake in Safaricom. And we are very happy with that progress. I think our confidence levels as a country now on responding to the needs of the country on infrastructure, water, we have higher confidence than before. And that fund has been a game changer because for every shilling, we will leverage 10 shillings on 10 shillings on every shilling that we have on that fund. We've made some good progress. I am happy to note that from data, we are at 76%. And it's possible for us to move that to 100% in the next few years. The coming into force of the new regulatory and legal framework, which demarcates the role of the national government entities as bulk water supply service providers, and interfacing it with the county governments for the reticulation into the last mile phase will help us actually expedite this ambition. The coming into force of a National Infrastructure Fund will also in a big way help us, especially in the area of water for irrigation and water for industrial use. And therefore, I think the future looks very good.
Kaindoji kwanda Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi tesi Musalia kumengi bakenge nebo ushirika wema kakatait nebo mashinishek chekitarete lagok chemengechen kokakisit komait betushek anan incubators eng sipitalit nebo Narok Referral Hospital ole kimangu kotaret kora eng sipitalishek anan eng mengik chemiten county nebo Bomet ak Kericho.
Every birth should begin with hope. Preterm birth remains a crisis in Kenya, with approximately 134 babies born too soon each year, nearly 12% of all births. That's not very encouraging. Tragically, 42 of these infants do not survive, while thousands more face lifelong health complications. Behind many of these deaths is a gap in resources, a premature baby placed in a ward with no incubator, a healthcare worker with skills to save a life, but without the tools to do so, health facilities doing their best with the least that they have, and in that gap, we lose our children. These are not challenges Kenya has ignored. They are challenges our nation has committed itself to solving.
Partners like Ushirika Wema Foundation and the Mudavadi Memorial Foundation are critical. They are clear on call to our mothers to come to the hospital early for antenatal care. Deliver in a health facility. They will deliver in our health facilities. We have enough skilled attendants. We appreciate Okoa Malaika for using the Narok County and for helping our mothers in this country. To our men and families, let us support our families, let us support our wives, let us support our sisters, our daughters to seek care. A safe mother means a healthy family and a strong nerve.
It is a great honor to join you today for the 8th phase of the Okoa Malaika program. I sincerely thank Ushiriki Wema Foundation for partnering with Narok County to strengthen maternal and newborn health care. In Narok, about 7 out of 10 mothers deliver under the care of skilled health professionals, and together we can ensure that every mother and every child receives quality care from birth.
Watoto wetu ambao wamezaliwa kabla ya wakati wameweza kupata kitotoa ama kiangulia ambaye ni incubator, na ni vyema kwa sababu tumefanyia hapa Narok na ukakumbuka pia kutuhusisha pale Kericho. Mimi nimefurahi sana to be part of this today.
So, tunashukuru kwa vifaa ambavyo tumeviona, na mimi nashukuru on behalf of Bomet, nikiwa moja ya wale ambao kaunti yetu ikiwa moja ya wale ambao wamekumbuka, na tunaomba tuendelee kushirikiana pamoja. Vile umetushika leo na umetuita tukue pamoja leo, mimi niko tayari kwenda na wewe hii safari. Mahali ninaweza nitakusaidia.
Katestai kandoik ak biikab emet kokoito ng'alyotab mutyo koityi familia nebo Boniface Kirui nebo kokwetab Kamatisyo eng Nyongores nemitei Chepalungu, county nebo Bomet, kosubkei ak nekoityi nyasutietab maat akobel lagok somok akoi kobet sobonwekwak. Kosubkei ak notok kokasam kandoik cheboto MP nebo Chepalungu Victor Koech ofisaekab chikilisiet koyai chikilisiet akobo nyasutyonotok kokon asenet neo.
Matkobunchi angen ale shida nekobun lagochu kowo. Nonetheless kotonone kamuktoindet. Kitebenge maswali chechang. Lakini cha mwana mwanguni mama. Akinye Boniface. Kakoya kouni. Obun process ini bo hormone. Hormone kotokesu. Sikosorwek alak komabe kotou wekigege. Simaima kosorwek alak kolala kitolionen age. Lakitalione nikile. Ngalal ko tiari kokitransferen ko kesini kwa DCI. So icheket chebo DCI koyoiwech proper and thorough investigation. Singiburtosi kokokiste kabwatutik chekitindoi kele ala kotinchi. Lakini olan tugul yoyoe serikalit komostanywan. Kamu serikali kotindoi neut nekoi. Serikali iko na mkono mrefu. Lakini olan tugul yoyoe serikali tuguk cheyoe komarue kamuktoindet en chi age tugul nekotinygei ak ngalekab gaa. Kamun imuche keken ak kewirtoi lakini marue kamuktoindet.
I have had a lot of pain from the community. Watu wanaumwa kwa sababu hatuelewi ni nini kilifanyika pale. Hatuelewi kama ni mtu alifanya vile, na kwa akili zetu tunaulizana tu, hata kama mtu alikuwa anachoma sangetuondolea watoto. Sangetuondolea tu watoto na achome mbao za nyuma na madirisha na mambo mengine. You know, why would you do that to innocent children? And thank you very much, Mheshimiwa, for accepting to help this family so that we can get to know the truth. I think kama ni mtu alifanya kitendo hicho, let the law take its course, really, and let everybody be responsible for what they are doing.
Koret nebo kekimit somanet eng sukulitab Moi Sergoit Secondary School eng Kipkelianis, county nebo Kericho, kokatach sukulinotok anan kotoi koboisie library nekikitekyin icheket kampunitab Browns Plantation Kenya kobun legutab James Finlay Community Trust eng tesetab tai nebo koib walet ako kanapta somanet eng county nebo Kericho.
Kong'alale kasarta nekaindochi yatetab library nebo sukulitab Moi Soget Secondary School en Kipkelionis en county nebo Kericho nekoteche kampunitab Browns Investment Limited kubun Finlays Community Trust komwa ofisiat nebo Corporate Affairs en Browns Investment Limited Sami Kirui kole tesetai koibu walet ole kokoboisien rabisiek cheite milionisiek 348 kibagenge inoton kong'eten ketoi legunoton ole koboisien en Moi Soget Secondary rabisiek cheite milionisiek 6.5.
Project ini ko kikiyoe at a cost of 6.5 million shillings, being contribution from Browns Plantations Kenya Limited and Finlays Kenya Limited. Inoni ko agenge en projects chesire 80 chekikeyai. Total amount chekikeboisien en projects cheu chechu ko over 350 million shillings.
Kamwa Kirui kole tesetai kora ak tetutikab scholarship en boroinwek cheterter chebo somanet en county nebo Kericho ak Bomet asikokimit lagok chebune korik chemaimuchegei ole agenge ko Sylvia Chepng'eno kobun lemotut nesomonjin clinical medicine en sukulitab barak nebo Kirinyaga University.
Apart from project cheu noni, kisponsorini wanafunzi chebo secondary school, kisponsorini wanafunzi chebo undergraduate au wanafunzi chebo TVET technical colleges. Kikisponsoran lagok chesire 1,100 and all those courses done.
So I'm so glad, and my sincere appreciation to the whole community and of Browns Plantation, and I'm urging us all to embrace these opportunities that they have given us, the projects they lay down, for us to maximize this opportunity. Thank you.
Kisomesani konyor skills ak kesiren olda tugul. Angotar sukul ak ketinye nafasi kikoini nafasi en kampuninyon. Ng'alekab attachment kepongoni kora kikoini bichuton. Lakini en ng'alekab TVET ko kokikere kele kikouit ng'alekab employment. So kemoche kikoi skills chebo konome chito kasit immediately.
Kosubkei ak Kirui kotesetai ak tetutik alak chebo bandab tai en tokyinetab koib walet ak kanabtaetab sobetab biikab emet.
Kitesetai Browns kesupporteni community en komostab Bomet County ak komostab Kericho County. Kingen kele kiboisie ak biik che en echek ak kemoche kesupporten. It is a policy nebo the company kosupporten biik tugul chemi around chekirubegei tugul asibit kosich uwezo kotoretkei ak icheket.
En kasaratan komwa rubeyotab nebo ng'echeret en kibagengeitab Finlays Community Trust Joshua Terer kole bo kamanut en biikab emet kobois kibagenge ak koboisien boroinwek choton konyor kelchinoik ak koib walet.
Okimoe kemwochin biikyok tugul chemi Bomet ak Kericho kokilgei, ko sigik, ko lagokab sukul, kandoikyok tugul asikobit keib nafasi nekakonech kampunit neu Browns kosomeshan lagokyok anan kotekwech kit neu noni nenyolu keboisien sikobit kosich lagok maarifa anan ng'omnotet ng'ulotyo nemuche keboisien en sobenywan ak sobenyon tugul ko ki community.
Aripoti logoiwekab emet chebo Kass kong'eten county nebo Kericho, kainenyun ko Robert Siele.
Nyalu keipchi kamanut katabanetab chepkondok chekiboisie eng kanabtaetab boisionikab kabatisiet asikwa barak sekta inotok ak kimong amitwogik cheyomotin. Ng'olole kakesunetab tuiyetab Finance Agri-Food System Sustainability Summit eng KICC Nairobi kokamwa Minister nebo Cooperatives Wycliffe Oparanya eng logoiyot nekasoman PS nebo Small and Medium Enterprises Susan Mangeni kole tindoi kamuget kibagengeitab bandab tai chebo cooperatives ak SACCOs kokonor rabinik chekanabtae sekta nebo kabatisiet ak kamang'unetab amitwogik ole wendi serikali koboisie ak kibagengeisiek chotok eng kanabtaetab kabatisiet.
Many farmers may not possess these forms of security, even though they have productive land, crops, livestock, and market relationship, and the capacity to repay. We must therefore design agricultural finance around the realities of farming. Repayment periods should correspond with production and marketing cycles. Financial institutions should recognize alternative forms of security, including produce, buyer contracts, warehouse receipts, movable assets, and group guarantees, insurance, extension services, financial literacy, and access to reliable markets should also form part of the financing package. Credit should improve the farmers' productivity and income rather than merely increasing indebtedness. For smallholder farmers, the cooperative financing model remains one of the most effective and inclusive models available to us. Cooperatives allow farmers to aggregate produce, purchase inputs collectively, access extension services, invest in processing facilities, and negotiate with buyers from a stronger position. They reduce the cost of delivering finance, technology, insurance, and market services while transforming individual farmers into organized economic actors. SACCOs complement this model by mobilizing member savings and converting those savings into credit. SACCOs understand their members' community occupations, income patterns. They therefore are able to serve people who may not easily access conventional banking services. SACCOs are already making an important contribution to agricultural financing. They extend credit to farmers for inputs, livestock, equipment, and irrigation, land improvement, and other agricultural seeds. We must now deepen their contribution by encouraging SACCOs to develop products that reflect realities of specific value chain. The success of agricultural finance should therefore not be measured only by the number or value of loans issued, should also be assessed by increasing production, income, value addition, and repayment capacity achieved.
Kakotai sukulitab KCA University kokoito kanetishet nebo kutuswek kobun emetab Korea. Koret agenge nebo kochopchi changindab neranik boroinwek cheboto kobois eng emonotok bo Korea.
It's a great day. I mean, the university is matured, 20 graduations. It's really the culmination of a vision that was set by our founding fathers of this university, the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Kenya, ISPAC, many years ago when they set up this institution. I think it's great to see the way that the institution has grown, the number of programs that are being run at this institution now, the number of graduates, almost 6,000 graduates every year now. Today we've just graduated 2,900, and there's another graduation coming up in December.
So we have just launched the Korean Language Center here at KCA University with the support of His Excellency the Ambassador of the Republic of Korea to Kenya. And this particular center is to equip our faculty and students on the Korean, first the language and the extended cultural, the culture of the Korean. And what it does is to give our faculty and our students an opportunity to interact with Korea more.
To support to establish commissioning of a Korean Language Center. The Korean Language Center, language is not just communication tool, but also the very important mechanism to understand the other cultures and its core values and make the peoples around the world they come closer, they make friends, make connections. So I think through this language center, it's very, very important, the process to enhance more partnership between our two countries, also different friendship. Nowadays, the bilateral relations between Korea and Kenya is going to flourish in across areas, including some politics, the economy, and the cultures. I think the economic cooperation is one of the important pillars in the process of our bilateral relations.
Our goals as a council is to ensure that the university remains a global university in the sense of having a global presence wherever we are. So this collaboration helps us in enhancing the partnerships that we have with international organizations. But also, if you look at this, it's also an opportunity for collaboration with Korea in areas of academic research, innovation. Research and innovation is one of the areas that we really feel that we need to strengthen, not just in KCA, but actually in Kenya generally.
Chitab Kalenjin kakituk chotok emetab logoiwek chok chebo emet kakimuch keibun kong'ete studio nebo Kass TV kobate kimeche kemetok ak report kobun county nebo Baringo ole kosubkei ak changindab beek netesetai kowendi barak eng nyanjoshekab Lake Baringo ak Lake Bogoria eng county nebo Baringo kokakotoi tetutik chebo kolsetab ketik ak minutik alak eng tabandab nyanjoshek chotok asikerib ng'ung'unyek komatkounda beek chebendi nyanjoshek chotok. Kinyoru koindab logoiwek chotok kobun Tom Chepsoi. Kigurena Jacqueline Arusei ak ameche magun weekend nekararan.
Maji inatoka chini.
Testai komiten koiwisiet neo maranetab nyanjetab Lake Baringo koboto Lake Bogoria kosubkei ak ainoshiek chetokyinigei anan ko chetorchin beek nyanjosiechoton chetinye ak ng'ung'unyek chekotestai kotorchi nyanjosiechoton akobo beek barak ne noton kokotestai kotes kiwotosiek nyanjosiechoton oeng'u miten eng Musikyi Baringo County.
Kuna changamoto ambayo imetukabili ama inatukabili kuona ya kwamba kuna uwezekano wa lakes ya Baringo na lake ya Bogoria kuweza kushikana kwa sababu ya muongezeko huu wa maji.
Kusubkei ak KWS officer netelelchin kebeberta noton bo Baringo County noton ko senior warden James Kimaru kokamwaiten kole katestai nyanjosiek choton bo Lake Baringo mising eng nyanjet nebo Lake Bogoria kotes kilomitaisiek 20 km square eng beek chekotestai kobo barak eng nyanjosiek choton oeng.
Lake Bogoria now is an increment of around almost 20 kilometers square, which has increased from the normal, which is actually an issue, and which has even gone beyond the boundary of the lake. And there's a lot of infrastructure development which has actually been amassed. The vegetation cover that actually covers around most of the inflows rivers, which has actually dried up because Lake Bogoria actually is an alkaline lake, which has really changed a lot in terms of the ecosystem and the habitat within the lake. This is actually mostly because there is a lot of inflows coming in. There is a river Wasakas actually, which is flowing a lot. And then river Loboi Majmot is another river, which has really increased a lot.
Kamwa Kimaru kole niton kosubkei ak beek chekotestai kotorchi nyanjosiechoton bo Lake Baringo boto Lake Bogoria chetinye ak ng'ung'unyek anan ko sirurushek chetokyinigei nyanjosiechoton.
And there is challenges has actually come in because it has really impacted, including the community adjacent to the lake, which has actually really resulted in displacement of some community members. Infrastructure development, like the hotels, which actually used to be near to the park, the lake, but all of them has been amassed.
Okot kunoton ko eng kibagenge koboto Farming System Kenya koboto kibagenge nebo Seed Savers Network kokoib kokutiet nebo kokochi kibagengeisiek chebo kwonyik chemiten eng tabandab nyanjosiechoton keswek chebo kipkaa eng kit nemwaat kele toreti keswek choton bo kipkaa anan kokochi ketik chebo kipkaa kotelel ng'ung'unyek anan ko laetab ng'ung'unyek kotokyigei nyanjosiechoton.
Kile ambacho tunafanya ama kile ambacho tunahimiza ni ile mshikamano wa idara zote za serikali ili wakaweza kufanya utafiti kuangalia janga hili linaletwa na nini, na tukishirikiana kama wadau wote tunajua ni jambo ambalo tutaweza kusaidiana haswa kwa jamii ambao pia wanaweza kupoteza kipato chao, wanaweza kupoteza mahali ambapo watoto wao wanaenda shule ama pia kuenda kupata matibabu.
Kusubkei kibagenge noton po Seed Savers Kenya Program Officer Lydia Nyambura komanaton kole keswek choton koikochi Namunyak Self Help Group nebo ruriet nebo Elchamus chemiten eng Musikyoton kotoreti icheket eng kokutiet nebo kateleletab ng'ung'unyek chetokyinigei nyanjosiechoton.
Also the communities here, they are doing crops that help in like covering the soil and preventing the soil erosion because of we have seen the effect of climate change where the lakes are rising. We have seen them doing the buffer grass, which is very good grass that they are doing at terracing, preventing the soil erosion. We also have the cover crops like the sweet potato and the cassavas and other fodder crops. Also, there are some crops like the vetiver grasses that are now helping to reduce the speed of runoff at their farm that will prevent the floods going to the lake and seeing the effect that is causing people even to migrate. So they are integrating a lot of crop varieties, fodder crops and other crops that are also helpful to the environment.
Kusubak Farmer System Kenya Director Kenneth Wamuga ko monatungula ko kuche noton pokole tap keswek chebo ka boto konore tap keswek joton ko tasta ko toreti minga ko musikoton jimitin inga Joseph ko boto barene kwak.
Kuna vile vikundi ambavyo wanaweza wameweza kuweka zile seeds ili kuhakikisha kwamba wameweza kuzipreserve hivi kwamba hazitaweza kupotea, na tunashukuru ya kwamba hizi ni baadhi ya mbinu ambazo wananchi na wakulima wanaweza kuzitumia ili kukabiliana na majanga haya.
Kuhusu group nebo namunyak self help group neteljin Diana Sikamoi ko boto Gloria Lentupuru ko mo jegat ko le torati tap keswek joton ko torati jegat ko konor ta keswek jige bagani asubet ko nyursi gelchin inga subet batay ko boto ko kutin nebo getelel munye ke takini Kenya joton ageswek chebo jige bagani che torati jegat eng rurutik.
Unaona sasa kama hii seed bank hii ni benki yetu ya kuweka mbegu yetu, tunaweka mbegu alafu tunatoa tunaenda kupanda huko. Hii mbegu imesaidia community na imesaidia sisi kama members na community wanakuja kununua sasa mbegu hapa kwa ajili. Iko siku kama mwaka ile ingine mbegu imepotea. Sasa watu wanaenda Marigat wanasema kana hakuna mbegu, iko Nairobi, mungoje ifike. Sasa wakati tulijenga hii seed bank yetu sasa wamejua mbegu wanapata hapa. Hata juzi mbegu imeenda bei kali huko. Sasa wamekuja kuchukua mbegu hapa, wakaenda kupanda. Wengine wananunua, wengine wanapeleka, wanaenda kupanda, wanarudisha mbegu. Sasa tunapanda hiyo na tunasaidia tena community. Kwa ajili sisi tumejua jinsi ya kuweka mbegu sasa sana. Sasa sisi tunapanda mimea yetu, tunatoa mbegu ya kutosha kuweka. Tunaenda mkutano ya chief, tunaongea mambo na hii seed bank na mambo ya kitchen garden. Watu yote wajue mambo ya kuweka mbegu. Sasa unaona sasa ukienda kwa nyumba ya community unaona tu mama aliweka mbegu yake, sio ile ya zamani unaweka jikoni. Sasa hata wako na hii machupa wanaweka mbegu yao, wanaweka tu kwa nyumba yao.
Sasa vile tumeona umuhimu ya seed bank, tumeona ni muhimu kwa sababu maji sasa ikikuja ikichukua mimea na itaenda tu hasara na itaenda yote. Sasa vile tumeona tulete kidogo kidogo tuweke seed bank, hata maji ikiharibu tuko tuna mimea yetu kwa seed bank. Kama sasa hii group yetu kila member ako na kitchen garden yake. Advantage yenye tumepata sisi hatuwezi nunua vitu ndogo ndogo kama mboga, hiyo tunajishughulikia tu wenyewe.
Sasa tunashukuru Mungu kwa ajili hii project yetu imeendelea. Tena tunashukuru kwa ajili iko LDP huko chini, sisi tumeenda kufundisha hata hawa wamejenga seed bank yao kama hii lakini kidogo, lakini amejenga. Na tumeenda juzi ng'ambo, tumeenda kufundisha, tumejengea tena hawa seed bank. Hawa wamejenga kama hii lakini sisi tumesaidia hawa mpaka wajenge hiyo seed bank, tumefundisha mpaka wajue. Na tunashukuru Seed kwa ajili tumeandamana na hawa na wameshika hawa mkono, tuko pamoja.
Sasa tumeona kama wana group tunasaidia wengine kuelimisha. Wenye hawajajua hii muhimu tunaelimisha hawa kuelezea vile mambo inaendelea. Na kama kuna uwezekano tungeomba pia kama kuna vile serikali watatusaidia watu support ndio tuinue wengine.
Kongeten tapat-tapat nyanjetab Lake Baringo ing Baringo North Constituency Baringo County lo kabe mechibo Kass ana ko tom chepsoi.